What is happening, everybody? MG here, MG Covers, bringing you a brand new handicapping video. The title of this video is How to Cash Big Money Line Dogs in the UFC. You're going to love this video. It's a great money line concept that not only you apply to UFC, you can apply it to other money line sports such as NHL, which is currently underway, and also Major League Baseball once it gets rolling. Before we get into the video, don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time watching, greatly appreciate you watching this video. Or if you're a regular subscriber, greatly appreciate having you aboard as a subscriber. Before we dive into the video, a quick review of what's going on with us right now. Having a really good college basketball season. Want to show you something here. This is Sports Watch Monitor. You can go to the website, sportswatchmonitor.com. They monitor all my plays, which means I have to send my plays in before the game starts. After the game starts, it's over. They grade that wager, release it to the general public. So if I said, hey, I went 3-0 for the day and hit a plus 250 dog, you can go to the website and verify that. You go here to expert standings, click on college basketball, and you see us there. We're currently 5th best handicapper at Sports Watch Monitor out of 61 professional handicappers, currently 56 and 46 at 54% up. The way they do their unit size, that's up 4.7 units just in college basketball. So having a great year in college basketball. Now let's dive into the core of this video. This is a money line concept that you can apply again to any money line sport. But for now, we're going to just focus on UFC. Now, what you're looking at here, this is just some background. This is one of my clients' UFC model. I helped him build this model. He's worked very hard on this, and it's going to be a really good stat model. What I did was I had him look at past UFC fights, try to find a stat that correlated to winning. We found that stat. Found another small stat. We combined those two, and this stat model is going to be really good. Now, what I want you to look at, if you look here, just so you understand what's going on, this is the fighter over here, and this is our line for that match, and this over here on the right is the sportsbook line. Now, what happens, a very difficult position for a sportsbook to be in is when they have two bad fighters, or in the case of hockey, when they have two bad teams. So even though those two teams are bad, the sportsbook still has to lay a line for they have to make one of those fighters or one of those teams a favorite, and they have to make one of those a dog. So if you have two bad teams and the sportsbook makes one of them a favorite, where's the value going to be? The value is going to be with the underdog. This happens so many times in sports betting, especially hockey. I take advantage of this and have cashed so many money line dogs. And when I saw this, when my client sent this over, I thought, I can make a video on this because the same concept applies to UFC. And what I want you to focus on, look down here at Buckley here. And again, I don't even know I know a little bit about UFC, but that's not really as important as understanding how the money works, the money line works. You can see here, our line for Buckley was plus 130. Okay, we didn't even, in the way that I teach my clients to set up their stat models, we're not going to lay a line like the sports book. Okay, if both of the fighters are underdogs, and that's what our stat model shows, then that's how we list that line. So Buckley was plus 130. That was our line, and I think I pronounced this right. Chirico was plus 200. So this is interesting, right? Both of the fighters were underdogs based on our stat model. But what happened when you look at what the sports books did, they placed Buckley as a huge favorite, a minus 281 favorite, and made Chirico a plus 230 favorite. Now, here's what you have to realize about moneyline. Moneyline is basically a conversion of win percentage. So you look here on the right, you can Google this and find this anywhere. Just Google moneyline conversion. There's several handicappers that have this posted on the site, which is what I'm looking at right now. So what we want to do, we want to find what is the expected win percentage for a plus 130 line. So we come over here and you can see plus 130 is 43%. So what that means is we are projecting or forecasting, however you want to say it, that Buckley only has a 43% chance of winning, right? And that's very important. So that fighter's an underdog. Now, their opponent is plus 200. So you come up here and look at 200. So we're projecting that their opponent only has a 33% chance at winning. So we're looking at this match as both of these fighters are underdogs. But again, the sportsbook has to make one of these a favorite. And like I've always said, when you're looking at a sportsbook line, that line has a lot of bias factored in. They base that line on how the public perceives that fighter. So if the public perceives Buckley to be a lot better, that line's gonna be what people in my business say shaded. I like to use the word inflated because it just describes it a little bit better. So Buckley is minus 281, but our model, which we know is better than the sportsbook line, basically Buckley has a 43% chance of winning. So this is what I call, if you watch some of my previous videos, this is a classic play against, where we have both fighters are underdogs, but since they're favoring Buckley, the value is with Chirico. So another way to think of this is we have a fighter that only has a 43% chance of winning, yet we can get plus 230 dog money against a fighter that only has a 43% chance of winning. And sure enough, Chirico won that fight. And if you were playing that, you were able to cash at 230. So amazing. You'll see this a lot NHL, Major League Baseball as well. So let's look at the next one here below this. I hopefully I'm, again, pronouncing this. Sarah Moras was fighting Vanessa Milo. And again, Moras was minus 105. That was our line. And you look at the sportsbook line, heavily inflated, minus 220. And so we come over here at minus 105. Again, yeah, 51% chance. So a little bit better odds, but still the way I handicap this game only has a 50% chance of winning. Okay. And so we were getting plus 175. So same concept as before. You're looking at a fighter that only has a 51% chance of winning, yet to play against them, we can get plus 175 odds, which are great. And as far as structuring a card, another way to think about this, and of course, Melo actually won this fight as well and cashed at plus 175. And what's great about playing moneyline dogs, and you guys that have followed me for a while understand this, is that you could have played both of these matches. Let's say, you play in this one for 230, for half a unit, you play the plus 175 for half a unit. You only need one to win to have a really solid day. So again, that's the advantage of playing a moneyline dog or having moneyline dogs incorporated into your handicapping. So to kind of summarize this, the play against concept is a very popular concept. You can use it in UFC. You can use it in baseball. I did this several times last year with the Marlins. If the Marlins is playing another bad team, sportsbook has to make one of them the favorite. And more times than not, the team that's the dog, that's where the value is with them. So a very cool concept. And while we're talking about UFC, if you're a client watching this video, this model that you see here, if you're a client, you're going to have access to it for every single UFC fight. So that's another benefit of being a client. That will be posted on the website. The January 23rd match, is that January 23rd? Yeah, this Saturday, the one with Conor McGregor. We already have that card out. If you're a client watching this video, you go to MGCovers.com, click on Power Rankings, scroll down till you see UFC, and you'll see the card. So if you become a client, you'll have access to this. Also, we're going to sell this card for each UFC fight. Haven't really decided on the price. It's going to be relatively inexpensive. So maybe you're just a UFC fan and you want this information over here to see where the line should be. We'll probably sell it maybe like $20, and there'll be a link when you go to the website. And also, if you want to become a regular client, You can get access to all my power rankings, which are basically my lines for all sports, $29 a month. That includes access to all of my coaching videos. Currently, we have NBA power rankings, NCAA power rankings, soccer power rankings. You have access to all that and all my coaching videos. If you want to get the entire coaching program, everything I just mentioned, in addition to all my plays, you can do that. That is $49.95 per month, or you can get everything I just mentioned for an entire year for $299. If you averaged up that $50 a month times 12, that would be $600. So that $299 is basically 50% off. So hope that video helped, brought you a lot of value. Again, remember, if you're handicapping a match and like what you see in UFC, not great fighters, more than likely there's going to be a lot of opportunity, a lot of value playing that dog. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Peace.